Francisco Goya, one of the most influential artists of the late 18th and early 19th centuries, is often celebrated for his profound insights into the human condition. But beneath the surface of his masterpieces lies a tumultuous life marked by personal struggles and societal upheaval. Today, we explore the life and death of Goya, uncovering lesser-known facts and examining how his art reflected his mental state throughout his journey. To understand how the most revered artist of his generation transitioned from producing exquisite portraits of the Spanish royal family and powerful political figures to creating the ominous and enigmatic black paintings, it is essential to delve into the multifaceted influences that shaped his artistic journey. Francisco José de Goya y Lucientes was born on March 30th, 1746, in Fuendetodos, Spain. Raised in a modest family, Goya showed an early talent for art. By the age of 14, he began an apprenticeship with a local artist. What many don't know is that Goya's family had ties to the Inquisition, which would later influence his views on authority and power. His early works, such as the La Familia de Carlos IV, reveal a keen interest in the human form, but also a developing cynicism. These portraits, while flattering, subtly critique the Spanish royal family's vanity and incompetence. This duality hints at Goya's emerging awareness of the darkness surrounding human nature. By the late 1760s, Goya had moved to Madrid, where he quickly gained recognition for his tapestry designs and portraits. His work during this time was characterized by vibrant colors and lively themes, reflecting the optimism of the Enlightenment. However, Goya was deeply affected by the social unrest of the time. His friendship with the intellectual elite exposed him to radical ideas, which would later influence his more critical works. In 1786, he was appointed as the court painter, a role that brought him fame, but also the burden of political intrigue. In 1792, Goya suffered a severe illness that left him permanently deaf. The nature of this illness remains shrouded in mystery, with some suggesting it could have been meningitis or a rare autoimmune disorder. This life-altering event plunged him into profound isolation, deepening his sense of alienation and fueling intense introspection. Separated from the world he once knew, Goya's deafness became a catalyst for the darker, more haunting themes that characterized his later works. Napoleon's invasion of Spain in 1808 marked the beginning of one of the bloodiest conflicts in European history, the Peninsular War. Initially, the Spanish welcomed the French with open arms, believing Napoleon's promises of reform and progress. But it soon became clear that the French occupation was nothing more than a brutal attempt to dominate Spain. What followed was a savage guerrilla war, where ordinary Spaniards took up arms against the invaders, often with little more than farming tools and a fierce determination to defend their homeland. The conflict was characterized by atrocities on both sides: mass executions, villages burned to the ground, and the widespread suffering of civilians. It was a war without mercy, where the line between soldier and civilian blurred, and the horrors of warfare were laid bare for all to see. Amidst this chaos was the Spanish painter Francisco Goya, who witnessed the devastation of his country firsthand. By this time, Goya's mental health was already fragile. He had suffered a near-fatal illness a decade earlier that left him deaf and increasingly isolated. The violence and suffering he saw during the Peninsular War left a profound impact on him, which he would later express in his haunting series of prints, The Disasters of War. His series Los Desastres de la Guerra serves as a powerful indictment of war, showcasing the brutality and suffering inflicted upon ordinary people. This period of his life reveals a man grappling with the consequences of violence, reflecting not only the horrors he witnessed but also his personal anguish. The invasion of Spain by Napoleon in 1808 marked a turning point for Goya. His painting El 3 de Mayo de 1808 starkly portrays the horrors of war and the suffering of innocents, reflecting his deepening despair and disillusionment. In 1810, Goya fled to Bordeaux, France, fearing political persecution in Spain. This exile marked not only a physical retreat but also an emotional withdrawal, as he found himself in complete isolation, cut off from his homeland and familiar surroundings. During this time, his mental and physical health deteriorated significantly. Despite these challenges, Goya continued to create art that vividly reflected his complex and often dark feelings about humanity and society, channeling his inner turmoil into powerful and evocative works. In the final years of Francisco Goya's life, he retreated into a world of deep isolation, both physically and mentally. By then, Goya was living in a secluded house outside Madrid, known as the Quinta del Sordo, or the House of the Deaf Man. It was here, cut off from society and plagued by deteriorating health and a troubled mind, that Goya created what would become some of his most haunting works, the Black Paintings. These 14 nightmarish images were painted directly onto the walls of his home, a private expression of his darkest fears and deepest despair. The paintings were never intended for public display. They were intensely personal, an unfiltered glimpse into the tormented psyche of a man grappling with the horrors he had witnessed and the demons that haunted him. The Black Paintings are filled with grotesque, otherworldly figures, scenes of violence, madness, and despair, reflecting Goya's grim outlook on the human condition as he faced the end of his life in profound solitude. These works remained hidden within the walls of his home, a silent testament to his inner turmoil, until long after his death, when they were eventually transferred to canvas and exposed to the world, a world that Goya had long since turned his back on. Goya's final years were marked by a sense of introspection and acceptance. He passed away on April 16, 1828, at the age of 82 in Bordeaux. His legacy, however, endures, influencing generations of artists and thinkers. Francisco Goya's life was a profound journey through the light and dark of human existence. From a humble village to the heights of the Spanish court, and into the depths of his own tortured mind, is a testament to his extraordinary talent and resilience. His art remains a testament to the complexities of the human experience, embodying the struggles and triumphs of a soul who dared to confront the shadows within and around him. His art continues to captivate and inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of creativity and the human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Francisco Goya's life and legacy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of history's greatest artists.